to share what is happening in the AI space, specifically how it can help you as an investor. So that's what we're going to dive into. And as I started compiling the hundreds and hundreds of tools that are available, it's too much. So I thought we would focus on just one thing, and that is ChatGPT and its add-on tools, and focus on what are the top tools in there that can significantly improve your business, your real estate investing business, specifically around marketing. So with that, let's dive in. If you've used ChatGPT, awesome. I think there's 100 million people that have. What I find fewer people have used is the plugins. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this, and then we'll go through real cases on how to use this for your real estate investing business. And if you got any questions along the way, feel free to shoot me an inquiry or just speak up or put in the chat. So first of all, you have to have the subscription plan. So if you don't, something will be here that says like upgrade, I think it says, and it's only $20 a month. So you want to pay for that $20 a month upgrade, and then you'll be on the upgraded plan, which will allow you to have all the plugins. Once you do the upgrade, then what you'll want to do is come up here to ChatGPT 4 and then click on, oh, actually, before you do that, you come here and you go to settings and then go to beta features and then turn on plugins. Once you do that, then you're going to, like, the world is unlocked. A comparison I've heard of the plugins is like, you can have an iPhone, like ChatGPT is like an iPhone, but really what makes an iPhone powerful are all the maps or all the apps you can have on it, like Google Maps, like the thousands of apps. So think of the plugins just like an app. And the rate of new apps coming on board is just like mind bending. And there's zero way that anyone can keep up with all of them. So in fact, there's a plugin that says, find me the best AI tool for whatever you're trying to do, which is kind of funny. It's like an app to find the best app. But let's just dive into like real stuff you can start using, and then we can dive into some other cool stuff that's more interesting than actionable things you can do tomorrow to improve your business. So the first one is under ChatGPT 4. You're going to go to plugins, and then this little thing will show up, and it will be blank if you don't have any, and you'll just go to the plugin store. And this is where you can start searching for plugins. And the first one that I think I really like is, I forget the name, so I'm going to find it. We're going to play around with Web Pilot. So go ahead and you would search Web Pilot, and what Web Pilot does, browse and QA web pages, PDF, and data. So now ChatGPT is only trained up until 2021. Now using Web Pilot, you can access the entire internet. And the other thing I think you should install right off the bat is this one called Perfect. And I'll show you why. So if you prompt Perfect, so you'll want to install that. Now, all of a sudden, you are light years ahead of anyone just using ChatGPT, and you're going to be able to create some really cool questions and answers. So I'll give you an example. I typed in, sometimes it does this where it doesn't load. There we go. There's that one. Well, I typed in without the prompts. I said, hey, find me the least competitive market comparing Houston and Los Angeles. And basically, because it only had data up until 2021, it said some generic crap and it didn't help me at all. However, when I used it with the perfect prompt, so to use the perfect prompt, you'll just want to start it with perfect. and I said, what is the least competitive market for real estate investors between Houston and Los Angeles? Now it changed that to say, well, to answer this, I really need live data. Do you want me to search the web? And I said, yes. Then it used the web to search for live data, and it found some pretty cool, a pretty cool answer. Wasn't perfect, but, and we can go into how I would make this perfect, but I think this is just keeping it basic. This already is going to help you improve dramatically what you're doing. Another way I used this web pilot is I said, produce a table. And this is really, really where our company is going to be utilizing it a lot. We have a lot of VAs currently that are scraping data from the web. And I think I shared it in our last video. There's different apps out there. Browse AI is one of them to make web scraping a lot easier. So instead of a lot of manual work, we're going to be able to speedily and easily, without developers, get hard to get data. So Browse AI is one option, and it does cost a little bit of money. This is almost a free option and an alternative. The difference is, if you wanted to, say, find divorce data in your county, if you were using Browse AI, you could build, and we could walk through it if we have time today, how to automate it so that every time there's new data shows up, you could go and pull that divorce data. With using ChatGPT, there would be no simple way to automate it, and you would just have to go in manually and do it every single week. Plus, but here, let me just show you this example. So I said, produce a table of every realtor's name and phone number from this website. And now, using the plugin Web Pilot, it went and pulled that data. It can do the same thing with a PDF. If there's a PDF online, instead of having to read through a 100-page PDF to find something specific, you could say, hey, go read through this PDF and find me the information. So as you can see, it produced the list, and then I just gave it another prompt that said, okay, split the first name from the last name. And there you go. So I think this is incredibly useful for if you're doing any type of direct mail. You should not be using PropStream or one of these as your main data source. You should be using niche data. And we've been using niche data for a long time, but it's been very manual. And this is going to allow us to dramatically reduce the cost to go get all that niche data. I believe in the future, you know, there are AI companies out there that offer machine learning, Audantic and a few others. I have not been impressed with the results. I would say that this technology, though, will evolve very rapidly. Who knows, maybe the next 3 months, maybe the next 6 months, but I'm convinced that using the latest AI, we will be able to get some truly amazing results from the data. But anyhow, this works for now. So if you're trying to just get the niche data, you don't need AI to come up with predictive data. This is just purely go after the divorces, go after the deceased data, go after all these niche lists that are there. And before, it might have required a lot of work. Now it's super easy. So those are the two big plugins that I just really find incredibly useful, and you can start using them for on the data side. Let me see. It looks like there's a couple. Oh, you're just putting the links in to the chat. Okay, cool. Let me go through Browse AI though, now that we have a little bit of time. If you have any questions though, feel free to ask away. I'll share how to build something with AI, and we're gonna do it from scratch because why not? It only takes a few minutes. So I'm using realtor.com as an example, just because it's such a great source to get agents' contact information. And if you're not reaching out to agents, then it's a good idea too. So find realtors, We're going to go to find realtors, and then we're going to type in, let's do Omaha, Nebraska. No particular reason, search. So in order to grab the data from the site, it's as easy as installing that browse.ai Chrome extension, which I already have it. And we will build a new robot here, extract data from this page. And then put in the link here, and then start recording the task. And okay, understood. So what do we want to do? We want to capture a list. There's my list. Here's my name that I want to capture. And here's my phone number that I want to capture. And let's see if there's anything else here I'd really want. Not really. I mean, not really. All right, so I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to call that my name. I'm going to call that my phone. And it's easy as that. It is going to ask me, how many people I want to pull. You could say, I want to pull 1,000 of them. The next question is everything on one page? Nope, not everything isn't on one page. I have to click next to go to the next page. So that's all that's saying right there. And then I say capture the list. And that's it, finish recording. So now what's going to happen is it's going to make a robot. To pull it, I could say how many I want to run. For this test, I'm just going to get 3, run the task, and that's it. And then now I could create it so that I could run lots of different locations. I could set it up to automatically run once a week. I could have it set up to look for changes. So very, very basic, very easy to use. And until we figure out a way to really get amazing predictive data, I've tested a lot of them out, a lot of the AI data out, and I'm just not impressed. So until I am, I think this is the way to do it. One thing, I'll share a little bit about where we're headed. I would like to start very heavily testing utilizing, once you get all these niche lists, testing out the direct mail. So that's kind of where we're testing out various different strategies to use AI in our marketing. So we've tested out to a large number at this point, variable voicemails with the AI responding. I've shared this all in other videos. We're testing out currently running Facebook ads, lots of different Facebook ads. And I'll probably talk about that next week, how to create lots of various ads with lots of different images, lots of different campaigns running, all going to an AI bot that responds and qualifies. So that's a front. And then the other front that we haven't started yet, but I'm very excited to see the results on it, is when you go out and find all of these different niche lists, it is taking the niche list and using the ChatGPT prompt to come up with some good, not super specific, but general around their pain points. So let's say you go and you're pulling a divorce list and you see that they're vacant, that property is vacant, or they're absentee, and there's different variations. There's probably thousands of different variations. Now, I wouldn't go and write a direct mail letter that says, hey, I see that you're divorced and you recently inherited this property because somebody died and you're delinquent on the taxes. But that's the beauty of ChatGPT, is it can use that information to create a more powerful letter. And so that's the goal on how we can improve our direct mail, is 1, get better data cheaper, faster, and then two, how we can plug it into the various direct mail pieces to come up with better direct mail. And since we can do all of this via API or create an instant flow, we don't have to sit here in ChatGPT and say, okay, let me list out the 100 different variations. We can very easily, using one prompt, say, okay, given these different pain points, create different letters, and we could create the letters on the fly. And while we have developers to do everything on the back end with an API, you can do it too. The plugin you would need would be Zapier. So Zapier is on here. So you go down to plugins, you would add the Zapier plugin, which I don't have, but you would install it. And well, all right, I don't want to do that. And then you could then very simply create a through Zapier. If you're using something like Go High Level, you could create a webhook that would go out into ChatGPT or to Zapier. Zapier would come here. It would give it the prompt. You would get that prompt back. You would put it back into Zapier, and then you put that into your direct mail letters. Print Genie has a great like webhook capability to send singular direct mail letters that are all variable. So there would be an example, and I could walk through an example of how to connect these. But yeah, on our end, we'll just automate it all. So anyways, that's where we're headed. And here's some, I think, really cool ideas that you can explore on your own, or reach out to us if you're interested in beta testing this with us. But yeah, that I think I'll end it here. I could talk for days about all of the various plugins. There's literally hundreds. I don't know if I talked about Ask Your PDF. That's another really good one. If you have some complex PDFs, you can use Ask Your PDF to go into it and understand it, and then now ask questions against that PDF. So that's another good one. This is really interesting. So I had nothing on Zumper rentals other than I thought it was super, super interesting. So what Zumper rentals, and I think this gives a really good kind of view of where we're headed. I don't know if we will any longer use Google in the way that we're used to using Google to do our searches. When people are searching for a house now, they go onto Zillow and they go on to Redfin, or these softwares to kind of browse houses. Well, this is already available. It's a plugin called Zumper Rentals, and there's a few of them. And I live here, so I said, find me the lowest cost home to rent in or around Dana Point, and it gave me this. But I could have been 100 times more specific as far as like what I was looking for. Hey, find me a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, with a pool, blah, 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 blah. Create this really long, complex thing that I'm looking for, and it would go out and find it. I think it's interesting that this is already available, and I'm fully 100% convinced that our world, our real estate world, our real estate investing world is going to be completely shaken up in the next 6 months, and that the way that we have been doing things, it's all going to change. The way that people find homes, the way that people sell homes. So I'm at a complete loss. Like I'll be straight up. This RVM thing did not work well. The reason it didn't work well was the costs are a little high on the changing the voice to text. So that cost needs to come down. There's 1,000 apps out there, AI apps out there that do turn text to voice, but the quality kind of sucks. And the really, really only great, amazing ones was 11 Labs, which was it brings the cost a little too high. And so while this is great, and I think it'll work here in the future once the cost comes down, it didn't work today. But I think the key is that you need to be in this and running things and experimenting, because if you're not, then you're going to be left behind because things are moving so fast. All right, I'm so tired of hearing myself talk. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to end this here. And hopefully you found something useful in this. If you did, please let me know. So I'll continue doing these each week. And I'll just keep sharing what I'm learning. And we can go on this journey together. Cool. Awesome, guys. All right. Peace out, everyone. We'll look forward to doing this next week. I know I don't have all the answers, but I'm just gonna keep making myself do these each week because it kind of forces me to learn and share with you what we're doing. And by next week, my goal is to really share a lot more into the Facebook ads and the success we've had there and how we're utilizing the AI to run those. I would say right now, Facebook works amazing if you're marketing nationwide, but how do you market locally using Facebook ads? I believe it can't be done without AI. And so that's where we're really diving in to figure that out. Sweet deal. All right. Till next week. See y'all.